With her debut novel longlisted for the Booker Prize 2022, Leila Mottley talks about the true story that inspired Nightcrawling, encouraging young people to start reading again and trying to be a normal teenager.
It's definitely difficult to write a book while also trying to just live life. But a lot of what I did was I would do it late at night. I would write in the night, or I was working full time for most of when I was writing it, and so I would write before work and on my break and after work, and then I would go out with my friends after I was done writing.
Motley spoke on the complex inner world she gave her main character, how she gave poor characters more depth in her stories, and how the media covered the case that inspired her book.
So in 2015, 2016, a case broke in the Bay Area where a young girl was sexually abused by different Bay Area police officers, and I was maybe 13 or 14 at the time that it broke. And I remember paying attention to it as it was going down. It was a really big deal in the Bay Area in Oakland, where I'm from, and I think it was the way that the case was talked about that really ended up resonating with me, because people talked a lot about the impact that the case would have on the police department, and very little conversation was had about the impact that it had on both this young girl, but also on the thousands of other girls and women whose stories are never made that visible, because there's really no one to report to outside of the police themselves.
At the age of 17, Molly began writing Nightcrawling. But how did she strike a balance between her desire to write and becoming a teenager at such an early age?
I kind of try to make it a balance between discipline and creativity. So I write daily most days, but I try to make sure that I have periods of time where I'm not forced to write, and then I can just write what I want to, and that's where creativity comes in. I think part of writing well is also being able to see the world and experience it, and so sometimes I'll just have a day where I'm just out of the house and making sure that I see people, because writing's really solitary, so I can go a week without stepping outside of my house.
Leila Mottley continues to use her writing as a tool to call for social justice. She hopes her novel will inspire Black girls to feel a little less lonely. On the campus of Texas Southern University, this is Michael Robinson with KTSU2 News.